My student trusted me with her father's abuse, and after seeing the bruises myself, I reported him to protect her and cut him out of my life. I am absolutely furious right now. My friend has a daughter who is also in my 7th grade history class. She is the nicest kid in the world and one of the best students in any of my classes. However, this morning she came into my class late and was not herself. Normally, she is raising her hand and engaging with the class, but she had her hoodie up and her head down. She was holding her arm to the side and looked to be in pain. Halfway through class, I walked by her desk to check on her, and she looked up at me with tears in her eyes. I brought her outside my classroom and asked her what was wrong, but she was not responding and started crying even more. After a couple more minutes of reassurance, she finally opened up. She said she woke up late for school and accidentally dropped a glass of water while getting ready. My friend, who is her father, punched her twice in the ribs and yelled at her for being clumsy. I asked her if she was hurt, and she pulled her hoodie up to show me that her ribs were beginning to bruise. My friend is 6 feet 4 inches and over 200 pounds. My student is 12 years old and can't be more than 85 pounds. I asked my colleague in the next class to watch over my class, and I took her to the health office, where her mother picked her up. When her mother saw her daughter sitting in pain, she nearly burned the office down. She started cursing my friend's name and said this was the last straw for her. She asked me not to file a report, but I told her I was required to, as I was shown evidence of abuse and her daughter used the word abuse, which she begrudgingly understood. I am so mad right now. My friend has always had a short temper, but hitting your child because she dropped a glass is beyond disgusting. My student's mother texted me at noon and said her daughter broke a rib and is going to be out of class until Wednesday. I feel awful for my student. She is such a bright kid, is well liked by her peers, and now she is having trouble breathing because her father cannot act like an adult. I am ending my friendship with this man. He has been getting on my nerves for a while, but I will be damned if I'm friends with someone who hits their child. Commenter. Sounds like the mom was also letting it happen if she asked them not to report it. The last straw makes it sound like it's happened before. Ops response. I have been stuck on that sentence all day. I gave her a confused look when she said it. What do you mean, this is the last straw? It made me wonder if I had ever witnessed moments of abuse between them before this incident. Commenter. That's why I am wondering if the daughter will necessarily be safer with her mother. Ops response. From what she was saying, it seems like she witnessed abuse but did not partake in it herself. That could make her an enabler, of course, but her daughter is 100 times safer with her. I'm also planning to check in on my student regularly once she comes back, just so she knows there is an adult around whom she hopefully feels comfortable coming to if she needs help. Update 1 day later. Hi everyone, a lot of people wanted an update on my previous post, so here it is. The guidelines of my school district mandate that a police officer must be called whenever a child reports an instance of abuse. I'm not going to go into detail for reasons of student confidentiality, but there is a warrant out for the arrest of her father. My student is home with her mother and grandparents and is recovering. One of her ribs is broken, and she is in a lot of pain, but she is breathing much better. Her mother and father are married but have been living apart for a couple of months. She has been considering divorcing him and sent me a text message this morning saying she is going to file for divorce. Her mother is a really good person and also reported instances of abuse by her husband. She has been able to find living arrangements and can support herself and her daughter. I have known her for 16 years. She would never lay a hand on her daughter. She is a good parent. My student's father blew up my phone last night, accusing me of destroying his family and telling me to stay out of his business. I did not respond and blocked him. My student's mother came to my classroom after school today to pick up assignments for her daughter. She thanked me for reaching out to her daughter and said I saved both her and her daughter from a lifetime of abuse. She handed me a note and said her daughter had written it. I read it after she left and started to cry. My student thanked me for recognizing that she was in pain. She said she felt comfortable talking to me since she has known me her entire life and knew I would act if she told me she was in danger. She called me her favorite teacher and said she will be prepared for class when she returns. I pray she fully recovers and is not deeply traumatized by this event. She is a good kid and deserves to be loved and cared for by people who appreciate her. Edit. Her father was arrested this morning. He is no longer a threat right now. He admitted to driving by my apartment complex last night. I might have dodged a major bullet by leaving town for the weekend. I can relax a little now, and so can my student and her mother. Thank you to everyone who supported me through this situation. If you are being abused, please tell a teacher or counselor if you are in school. I understand that it is difficult to talk about such a topic, but we are here to help you. I know there are situations where some teachers do not assist students, but please give yourself the chance to be helped. It can mean the difference between a lifetime of danger or the ability to escape your situation. Commenter. That's good to hear. Why did the mother initially ask you not to file a report? If she took her daughter to the hospital and they suspected child abuse, they would have had to report it as well. Ops response. She was afraid of her husband retaliating against her or her daughter. It's an unfortunate situation to be in. People in abusive relationships may put up with it, but many will drop everything if they see their child being abused. It's a terrible cycle to endure. Second update 8 days later. My student came back to class today. She had been out all week with a broken rib after her father hit her. She was supposed to return on Wednesday, but she wasn't ready, so they waited until yesterday. She walked into class with the biggest smile in the world. Her arm was in a sling, but she wasn't taking shallow breaths like she had been last weekend. She sat down and participated in class like nothing had happened. She's so cool. After school, she walked into my classroom and handed me a note and an envelope. Inside the envelope was a gift certificate to a nice Italian restaurant from her mother. She told me to take my girlfriend and daughter out to dinner this weekend. The note was her way of thanking me for recognizing that she was in pain and acting on it. She wrote that she knew she could trust me and that my actions went a long way in helping her feel she could turn to someone she trusted if she was in distress. She had written me a similar letter last week, but this one reiterated her gratitude. She gave me a hug, then left. I closed the door and cried a little. She is incredibly strong for a 12-year-old. I can tell this event is not going to define her. Her mother is working harder to be open with her, and she has a good family support system. Her father is in jail and will be for a long time. She's a special kid. She is, by far, my favorite student.